Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast, the only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment. We're your hosts, Cameron and Kobe. We're ready to bring survival goodness direct to your ear holes.
Here we go. We were singing a song.
Yes, we were.
Yeah. I still think we should do the musical podcast.
We should. That's like the entire hour. Just us singing, or maybe there could be some rapping as well within there, and
some rhyming.
Mostly
rap is rhyme.
Just not. It doesn't have to be. It could be like
goes better.
It does go better, but it could be one of those like really, artistic raps where there's no.
Yeah, just a story.
Just a story. So we're just gonna tell stories. Cameron, welcome to the studio. It's good to see you. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed that you made it here. Yeah, everything's good.
Healthy.
Nobody's sick, so that's great. So today we've decided to do a podcast. Here we are.
Yeah, let's do this.
What are we talking about today, Cameron?
Well, with all the things happening,
what things?
Taste test, the sample platter of SHTF this year.
Yes. I'll have a little bit of everything, please.
Civil unrest is happening.
Yeah.
You can see it. You can see it outside. Look outside.
Look out your window. You'll see it happening somewhere.
So we're going to talk about what is civil unrest. Does it mean riots? No. But
maybe.
Could it? Yes.
Yes.
So why don't we go into it? Why don't we talk about it?
Great. I'm down and I'm ready, Cameron.
There's some unrest amongst the civilians.
There is. Hey, Cam, did you know that most subscription boxes are full of samples and junk you'll never use? But not BattleBox. It's the monthly subscription box for men, full of solid gear for adventure seekers, survivalists, outdoor enthusiasts, and casual preppers. Each month, BattleBox sends you the coolest selection of handpicked outdoor survival and everyday carry gear, all valued at far more than what you'd normally pay. Don't be a sucker. Go this way. Go with BattleBox. You never know what's in the next box, but here's a sampling of what users received this month. Cam has it in his grubby little stinky paws. The first one.
I'll wash them.
1 pound propane bottle refill adapter. And I put this here because I thought this was just a great item.
This is a really good item.
I'm super excited. So it's an item that basically you have a big propane bottle, but you also have the little ones. Yeah. And you can fill from the big to the little.
This is a super good idea.
Yeah.
Go buy this from an RV store. It's probably $75.
Oh, yeah. And then you got to talk to that old guy that doesn't leave you alone. You don't want to do that. Well, my RV, my grandpappy.
This isn't the one you want.
No.
You want to buy a 55 case of the little one.
My great uncle invented RVs. I don't know. You don't want to talk to that guy, so just do it this way. Or there was the hybrid Bluetooth speaker /charger /light /SD card reader Stargate opener. I don't know. It does everything.
Yeah, if anybody knows how to cram a bunch of things into one, it's hybrid light.
They figured it out.
Actually, put the sun in there.
Yeah. So anyways, all this badassness starts at about $30 a month. They've shipped almost 1 million boxes and won Best Men's Subscription Box of 2017. Our listeners get a free tactical knife when you sign up at trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers. That is trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers. Get your first battle box plus that free tactical knife at trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers. Use our code Casual Preppers. You can't beat it. You just can't beat it.
Listener reviews starts now.
All right.
Hilarious.
These dudes are hilarious. 5 stars. You want to read it, or you want me to read it?
I think I read the last one.
Okay, I bet.
Okay, I'll read it.
No,
just kidding.
He says, I bet serious preppers hate these guys. And you are correct,
nailed that.
Nailed it right, yeah. I love listening to them while I work out or walk. So not running, just walking.
Hey, he's getting it done.
He's getting her done. They give.
I'm gonna have to walk today. Better listen.
I was gonna run, and if I'm running, I gotta listen to something else. It's way too stupid if I'm running. I gotta concentrate. They give tons of useful info while not taking themselves
too
seriously.
Maybe just loops the opener.
Yeah, I know.
Gets me pumped.
Yeah. The tangents they go off on are truly hysterical. The voices are great, and the random comments make it so fun to listen to. The Prepper Cuts idea that turned into Herbal Essence orgasms was awesome. Great job, guys. Stay survived.
That's a perfect example of a tangent.
Yeah, JHO117 via Apple Podcasts. So thank you. And if you guys want to be a part of this portion of the podcast, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, go to the Kindle book on Amazon, leave us a 5-star review and make it awesome.
It's a mad, mad world.
It is totally mad.
No doubt.
So guess what?
What?
Kim Jong-un is back on milk carton boxes. He's missing.
Oh, he is. He's missing again.
It's
Oh
been
my
12
gosh.
days since you haven't seen this guy.
This is a roller coaster ride that I'm just not emotionally ready for. You know,
And
is he there? Is he not?
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
He's so, and then the U.S. intelligence only is able to guess this week he's probably alive. That's what they guess. That's our intelligence.
That's the CIA for you. I think he's good. I don't
Good
know.
chance. I ain't gonna jump out and say he's dead this time. But
Jesus.
yeah, so he's missing again.
God.
And then on top of it, they shut down like a border city. They just closed it, and they're not.
North Korea did?
Yeah, nobody really knows why.
Oh, man.
People there in North Korea, like this is always the best thing for them. They're like, maybe he's coming here. That's why they closed it down.
Yeah.
So they think maybe Kim Jong Un, one of his visits amongst his disappearing act, is going to be to this town, or it's probably a coronavirus outbreak, which is highly
Could
likely.
be, yeah.
And
Or he's dead somewhere in the middle of town.
yeah, maybe they're doing a audition for a body double
That'd
in
be a
this
good idea.
town.
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyways,
man.
mad world. Who knows what's going on in North Korea?
Yeah.
North Korea doesn't even know.
No. What a crazy world, I tell you. Hey, Cam, I just saw this morning, actually, another 3 million people filed initial unemployment claims last week on a seasonally adjusted basis, according to the Department of Labor. So, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics monthly jobs report, America lost more than 20 million jobs in April alone. If you don't know your numbers very well, a million's a lot. 20 million is even more. Okay?
Yeah.
Pushing the unemployment rate to 14.7%. That's a ridiculous number. But predictions for May unemployment rate are even higher. Goldman Sachs said earlier this week it is expected at a rate of 25%.
Quarter of the population,
Do you want to know what the depression was?
probably like 18.
25. It was 25.
It was 25.
It was 25.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Well, I'm glad to live it.
uh-huh.
That's exciting.
Yeah, welcome to the next Great Depression.
Yeah.
We have
So what could that lead to? Civil unrest.
Yeah, it definitely could. And this is kind of why I put this here. But we have multiple SHTFs going on right now. It's like cascading events. You know, we got this coronavirus. Oh, wait,
year.
everybody loses their jobs. Oh, wait. Kim Jong-un, is he dead? I don't know. Is he alive? I mean, there's just like so many things. So it just comes back to don't get complacent, because we're starting to feel like, we're starting to feel like we're getting out of this coronavirus thing a little bit. I mean, I know it's still happening, but especially in our area,
Well, we have to learn how to live with it.
yeah.
But most people are like,
Yeah.
you know, I hear a lot of people like, well, that was blown out of proportion for this. I'm like, it's not over.
It's
like,
not. Yeah, it's not over.
You can't say that
Yeah.
it was blown out.
It's
We got to figure out how to deal with it.
And did you see Russia is now the third leading
It is?
country with I think yesterday they had
For-
like 10,000 new
my
cases.
gosh.
So
That country's
Oh.
prepared for it.
yeah, so anyways, crazy stuff. Just remember the basics. Remember to stay survived.
Yeah.
Okay? It's getting crazy.
It is getting crazy.
Crazier
It's
by the
always
day.
been crazy.
Yeah. So Cameron, we did a surviving riots episode many moons ago. It was a long time ago.
It was a good one.
It was
one
a
of my
great
favorites.
episode. It was super fun. There's lots of jokes that have spawned from it.
Yeah.
And so we've sort of let it be for a long, long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally been 2.5 years
Yeah.
or something since we've done that. We wanted to do something similar because of everything that's happening right now. We decided to angle it a little more, not just riots. We're talking about civil unrest, and we're going to talk about what that means, how to prepare for it. There's going to be some overlap with the riots episode,
'cause
obviously.
That's the scariest part
That's
of
the
it.
scariest piece of it, right? But so let's get into it, and let's talk about civil unrest, so how to survive it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
So, what is civil and social unrest?
Mm-hmm.
So these are possible causes and kind of things leading up. Social unrest includes civil disorders, acts of mass civil disobedience and strikes. So it could come from, unemployment. Number one, it's like a huge thing. It could come from people getting pissed about their election results not turning out all right.
Mm-hmm.
The weird thing is it can turn out from celebration from a sports event.
I know. Yeah, I think I put that somewhere. Like it could be
Like every
from
time
a
the
good
Patriots win, everybody just wants to burn down the country.
thing. No, except for Boston.
Yeah.
But everybody else does.
Yeah. So
And bandwagoners.
I know. Seriously.
Now they all love the Bucks. Weird.
I know. Bucks number one. Civil disorder is a public disturbance by a group or groups of people involving acts of violence that cause immediate danger, damage, or injury to other property or people or property. These are not always politically motivated, but that's usually a big part.
Yeah.
Civil disorders can be divided into two categories. Those in which the perpetrators deliberately set out to harm others, and then those that are focused on just destroying property, which is typically more often. You know, people just want to just raise hell.
And then also sometimes those things merge.
They end up
merging.
People get their heads in the way,
and we'll talk
of
about
a bottle going towards a building.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or somebody just uses their car as a vehicle, Have you ever used your car as a vehicle? I use it as a weapon on a daily basis.
Stuff gets crazy.
Drive a weapon to work and back.
There's people using their cars for vehicles all over the place.
They're not killing people these days. What's going on? Civil disobedience is nonviolent refusal to obey certain laws. This is like the millennial wet dream, is to be part of a civil disobedience.
Occupy Wall Street, that was a big civil disobedience.
So lobbying and stuff kind of turned into.
Yep.
So strikes, these happen quite often where employees get pissed.
Especially when I got a bowling ball in my hand.
That was really good.
That was good, huh?
Most strikes are legal and peaceful, but they tend to get violent. People like to just start throwing punches.
Yeah, they get mad.
Yeah.
People get mad.
Get out of my way.
Yeah.
That poster's ugly.
Get out of my way. I like that.
Smell that marker. These are different things that can lead up to some worse things that you don't want to be involved in, which are more riots, and then they grow and grow and grow. Yeah. So we got some history events.
Yeah, and so most of these are of the bigger variety. I mean, throughout the entire 20th century, there was so many race riots. I mean, if you go on Wikipedia, it is a humongous list of them. So, I don't even want to go there because there's, and you remember the things like you learn in school, like the Whiskey Rebellion, and all those types of things that happened. Those are all, examples of civil unrest that came from taxes or whatever it might have been. The biggest one we remember sort of in our recent history was the L.A. Rodney King riots. I mean, that was an insane thing. Early 90s. Obviously, if you don't remember that, it was in the L.A. area. Thousands of people rioted over a 6-day period following the announcement of the verdict that they found them not guilty, right? The cops. Anyways, that doesn't really matter other than what happened afterwards. There was widespread looting, assault, arson, murder. It got so bad that the local police they couldn't keep up. Like, it was bad, and this is what could happen in a large, widespread riot or civil unrest, situation. The complete disorder of the Los Angeles area was only resolved after the California Army National Guard, the United States military, and several federal law enforcement agencies intervened. So they had to bring in the backup, the big guns, right?
Fish and game.
Yep, for sure.
They were on front lines.
The animal control, everything was in there.
Got their big nets. I'll loop it over your head.
That's going to be racist in some way. You got to.
Oh, yeah.
Probably racist.
That's not what I meant.
One way or the other. But it's funny.
It's a cat catcher, and you just put it on somebody's face.
For sure.
You got a big range with that thing, dude.
You
that
do.
pole's like
you get it around their neck,
feet,
and they
pull them down.
Yeah,
just keep pulling people down.
By the time the riots ended, 63 people had been killed. 2,383 people had been injured.
I never knew that much happened from it.
12,000 people had been arrested. So, I mean, that's crazy. Estimates of property damage were over $1 billion.
Wow.
That's mucho dinero. So that was a huge thing.
Billions and billions and billions
and billions and billions and billions. We remember even more recently the Ferguson, Missouri riots, over the shooting of somebody, I can't remember his name.
There's
been so many of those. So that one was
events.
pretty bad as well. And then recently, and actually kind of still going on, is the Michigan protests over not opening up the state over this COVID response. So it's here. Civil unrest is happening right now in different ways,
many places,
and there's a great possibility that it could escalate.
Yeah.
So
there's been some like ridiculous events, like some guy. Was it a guy or I think it was a lady that shot the McDonald's employees? That was like
over the face mask thing.
She
right?
wasn't wearing them. They didn't want to give her food, and she got pissed and started shooting them.
Yeah, there was another one I just read that just happened. Was it in Target or something?
There was a reason broke his arm.
Some broke his arm.
Yeah, because they were like
Yeah.
basically telling them you need to be wearing a mask in here, and they got all pissed off. So
Tensions are high.
people are just super pissed about everything right now.
And a lot of times, like right now, it's political. A lot of times right now, it's because people are, they're just frustrated with everything that's going on. And I don't blame them. I'm frustrated too.
It is a frustrating time.
Again, you guys, you need to be aware of everything that's going on because civil unrest.
You need to be civil.
You need to be civil and you need to be well rested. You don't want to be unrested. Okay. Because
step number one, get some rest.
Get arrested.
Yes.
So you got to be thinking about these things right now. So what to expect in acts of civil unrest? All sorts of acts, actually. Basic disruption. That's the biggest thing right now. And we're seeing that with the Michigan protests. A blocked street, stores shut down. Maybe supply chains broken. We don't know what could happen. Communication lines could be cut. These could be protests. These could be demonstrations, strikes, screaming, yelling, being annoying. All of those things are very...
I'm tired of this screaming.
Everybody seems to shut
Is this over?
So how do you prepare for this? You just get some earplugs. Don't look straight ahead.
Get some nice Bose surround sound.
Mm-hmm. But the basic disruption is something to expect from civil unrest, right? You may not be able to make it to work, or you might not be able to make it to somewhere you need to go because of these demonstrations, or there could be an event that might be shut down. All events are shut down right now, but you know what I mean. It could civil unrest is going to probably derail your daily life, and right now, obviously, it's not normal at all for us.
Yeah.
But if it does start to get back to normal, that basic disruption could be a huge problem in your life.
Well, even like the government, when they do their little shutdown.
Yeah.
Little fit and shut down.
Exactly.
And that causes some disruption.
It does, really. Basic crimes. This becomes part of civil unrest. Mob mentality takes over, and we'll talk about that a little bit. I don't know. What are you laughing at?
Your notes.
Oh, okay. So mob mentality takes over. I mean, we've all seen it. Riots. They almost always include looting.
Yeah.
Everybody
it's like the first thing to think of.
Suddenly they need their new
Well,
Nikes.
if I was one of those.
This is a great time to go get the brand new Jordans. Right?
Looking at them forever.
So this basic crimes can happen, in stores.
People arguing downtown.
I know. That's what we talked about. Like, it just becomes chaos.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Stores, homes, public places. There could be trespassing. There could be assault. But crime is sort of all wrapped up into this. Even though the protesting and the strikes are legal, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be any crimes happening at the same time. So you have to think about it. Destruction. Cam already talked about this. People like to break stuff. And when they
throw things,
they look at it as a chance to just start breaking stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Just that internal frustration.
Yeah. I haven't broke anything.
Throw a rock.
Yeah. So whether it's, just to prove a point or to act out, civil unrest and riots will include destruction of property, public and private. So you have to be aware of that. This is where the fires happen, right? People just like to, everybody's a little
whatever
pyro.
Will burn.
Whatever will
they
burn.
want to light it
They're
up.
going to burn it. Broken windows. It's so much fun to break a window.
It really kind of is.
And it really is. And so, why not break a window during this time? They like to tip cars over. I don't know why, but it's a thing. If it happens. Graffiti. They start, defacing public property, all those types of things. So destruction is a big piece of this as well. And then the last piece of it is violence. And sometimes it's unintended, like Cam said, but sometimes it really is intentional violence on
groups
public
hurt.
and different groups of people, depending on what it is. And when the mob gets really stirred up, people get in their path, violence kind of becomes inevitable. And then there's a lot of times there's a clash of police or authorities or whatever that is. They like to throw bottles. That's a big one. They like to throw bricks and rocks. They like to throw punches, kicks, sticks, dicks. I don't know. All those things happen.
Swear words, they throw those out.
Yeah. So violence, it becomes a big deal when all this is going on. So again, that's why you need to be aware of it, because you don't want to be in that path of violence, or you need to know how to get out of that path of violence during these civil unrest episodes. Like I said, this could be small, isolated incidents that could just cause disruption here and there, or it could be complete widespread anarchy. We don't want you to, and while we were doing this, I had a hard time not thinking of this as just riots.
Exactly.
It is a hard thing to because we want to just
we
come
always
back.
consider it all as a riot.
Yes.
There's a riot going on.
But it could be, like I said, just little incidents like Cam was talking about, the guy that got shot or whoever, or the broken arm at Target. You could be part of this, and this is civil unrest,
you
right?
Just be picking out a bag of beans.
Yeah.
and get sucker
Get your
punched
bag
back
of
of the
beans kicked. You don't know.
face, kicked in the back of the head.
So I talked about mob mentality a little bit. I thought it'd probably be worth talking about this a little more because mob mentality comes into play in civil unrest, right?
Well, all of us have been somewhere where some little scuffle breaks out.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
in the line at Golden Corral or something.
Every time I go to Golden Corral, I just want my mac and cheese. Stop fighting.
Why is there not a new tin in here?
Yeah. There's no more steak. What's going on?
You do wait for steak forever.
You do, yeah. Most of the time, humans are they're docile. They're okay. Do what you got to do.
Easy little
Take it
human.
easy. But sometimes when a few things happen, that becomes not so true. When something happens that they disagree with or something that produces hardship, maybe like coronavirus or complete lockdown of society.
2020.
Or 20. Oh, I thought
The
you meant
year
like
2020?
I thought you meant like the TV show.
Oh.
Every time 2020 comes on, flip out. I hate that show. Not good. I hate the news.
60 seconds gets me.
Oh yeah, 60 seconds. Oh, that damn ticket.
I punched through so many TVs when that's come on.
I can't watch that station. 2020 of the year. I get that.
2020.
Yeah. Or a major event, good or bad, like Cam talked about, the sports team winning or losing. I don't know what it is after the World Series or something like that. Everybody wants to loot.
Like World Cup, too. It's
World
like
Cup, yeah, for sure.
Go crazy.
And even if it's good or bad, that's
Nikes.
mob mentality takes over at that point. They start to feed on each other.
They do. They're all cattle,
They're sheep.
Start following.
All it takes is one person to break a window, and that it's like a spark that lit the flame that burned down Chicago. You know what I mean? Like one little
another
thing.
window.
Yeah, that sounded awesome. Oh, did you hear that sound?
Seriously.
You know what I mean? And so it just takes one person, and that mob mentality takes over, and then everybody's inhibitions just like leave. It's so weird how that happens. And that's when the violence and that's when the destruction and the crime starts to become contagious. One person to another person. It's like a virus, Cameron. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets it and becomes bad. So when a riot happens, a lot of times the authorities are called in, right? So what do you expect? What should you expect from the authorities when this thing happens, right? It could be police, it could be military, like we said, could be the damn dog catcher. We talked about that. We don't know. But what to expect when they start to clash with rioters or, a large civil unrest. They use riot gear. And that's kind of scary, right? Like batons. They get out those batons that look like they hurt to get hit by. I don't want to get hit by a baton. They get out the pepper spray. And I've heard that
It's like the worst,
unpleasant. Yeah. Rubber bullets. I mean, come on. That's not going to be fun to hit by a rubber bullet. Tasers, tear gas.
Bean bags.
The bean bag. Yeah.
The shotgun bean bag.
Have you seen when they get out the high pressure water
It's a
cannons?
bean bag. That didn't even hurt.
A big one that you sit on. A love sack. They got the love sack.
I don't know. Just dropping them from the roof.
That's a great idea. Love sacks from the roof.
This is the softest thing I've ever been involved in.
Everybody just chill. Sit on a love sack. We're going to be okay.
Let's calm me down.
Yeah.
I need one
I'm
of these.
fine. Get out the water cannons. I'm thirsty. The high pressure water cannons, those are another thing that they get out that really actually are very effective.
Yeah.
If you've seen the videos, they're very effective.
Yeah. People hate water.
Yeah.
You've been sprayed in the face when you're a kid for doing.
I don't want to get wet. Like, seriously, you don't want to get wet.
Cats hate it.
Yeah.
Squirt them.
Like a bunch of cats down there. Give them a bath.
I'm going home. I'm done with this.
I got my shirt wet. My socks are wet.
Pisses me off.
When my socks get wet, I'm done.
I hate the squishy.
It's the worst. It really
Yeah.
is. They use those long-range acoustic devices as well. Those like sound cannons. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm calling them, a sound cannon. Maybe that's wrong. It might be completely-
They just start playing it.
It's like the guy in Mad Max on the front of the thing with playing guitar.
bungee cord.
On the bungee
It's like
cord.
all bouncing around.
That's what they do.
People love it.
Yeah, you get that.
Like a
People-
concert, and then you're like, I'm done.
Never mind. Let's just
Getting outta
This
here.
guy shreds. I want to listen to this. You know what I mean? That's what they're hoping. Aerial surveillance comes. Sometimes they bring out the police dogs, the mounted police. That's police on a horse. All right.
They mounting them each other.
Yeah, that
I'm
could
up
happen
on
too.
his shoulder.
Yeah. Now what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna buy.
Oh, yeah, chicken fight.
Spray him.
Yeah. So this obviously depends on what your civil unrest situation looks like. But when it becomes to an all-out riot, that is possible. All right.
It's very possible.
Very possible. So think about those things. If your situation is widespread civil unrest from something similar to like a pandemic or a resulting economic shutdown, or it could be from impending food shortages. I mean, these are things that we're thinking about right now that are happening, right? It could be a whole lot different. In this situation, who knows what's going to happen, but here are a few things that could happen. Widespread demonstrations. So this isn't riots. This is just demonstrations. And this we have seen. It hasn't been like completely widespread yet, but there has been some pockets of these demonstrations. When and if the situation begins to spiral out, people will begin to peacefully protest. And that's what we're seeing right now. They haven't been violent. They haven't been that scary, but they are protesting, right? And if things don't get any better, we're going to see much more of this. This is going to become more widespread.
sure.
Absolutely. But when the situation gets worse, like I said, if the unemployment numbers get to that depression era numbers of 25%, because right now we're at like 15, we said 14.7, right? I honestly think you're going to start seeing those riots because people are going to start flipping out.
Yeah.
They really are. I mean, if those
they feel like things are closed and stay at home,
Yeah.
it's part of them.
It's
You
all-
know, we're not. It is, and
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
it's all a tinderbox, man. I
And
think
the government doesn't really give you enough information about anything.
No. Well, here's an extra $600. Just chill, right?
You can go eat, but stay home and stay safe.
Yeah. Like, what? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
So it makes people upset.
What can I do? Here, take a couple bills out of my wallet,
Here's a couple. Go out, get a pizza, just chill.
but
all right?
don't get in contact with anybody.
No, don't touch anybody. So the widespread riots could become a really bad situation. So this could mean bad violence, destruction, crime, broken supply chains, food shortages, more lost jobs. It all kind of starts feeding on each other, and it becomes a really bad thing. And the thing to think about here too is it will start with select cities in select states, and we've seen this. So you need to choose wisely where you're at right now. And, obviously it's not a great time to be moving, but for future reference, urban areas are bad. They're going to get hit the hardest always, and they're going to get hit first always because that's where the large population is. And a demonstration is much flashier in New York than it would be here in Vernal, right? Nobody cares about a demonstration in Vernal, not a person. So think about that. Those dependent on the system for their food, their water, their shelter, their jobs are going to be much worse off in these situations. So becoming self-sufficient is key for everybody listening. Those who haven't prepped are going to be part of this madness because they don't have the food, they don't have the job, they don't have a way to stay safe and fed, and they don't have all the supplies they need. So they become part of these riots, this widespread civil unrest. Again, hot spots for the breakouts could be food lines, unemployment centers, government buildings, grocery stores, gas stations, all of those things. We've seen that already. I mean, in Michigan, I think it was like at the state capitol building. Is that where the biggest piece of that was at in Michigan? Cam, I don't remember.
It was, yeah.
I think it was there. So just be aware of that. Those are the places where these things are going to happen, so you just need to be aware of it.
For sure.
So if this gets worse, and this we had an episode on as well, if it gets worse and it keeps feeding on itself and the situation gets worse, martial law could be a thing. And we don't want it to be, but it could definitely be a thing. So what is martial law? It basically is the imposition of direct military control of normal civil functions or suspension of civil law by a government, especially in response to a temporary emergency where civil forces are overwhelmed. So that is something that absolutely could happen right now. A temporary emergency? Oh, you mean like a pandemic? Oh, you mean like an economic meltdown that's happening? So be aware of martial law. We did a complete episode on this as well. That was episode 23. And what would you expect in martial law real quick before we move on? The imposition of martial law accompanies curfews, suspension of civil law, civil rights, habeas corpus, the application or extension of military law or military justice to civilians. Like civilians defying martial law may be subjected to a military tribunal. And that episode was a great episode. I thought there was a ton of really good information.
There's a lot of misinformation about martial law.
There is.
And
I mean, when it happens, most of the time
people
it's
just
to protect
expect tanks coming down the street, and
it's to protect people. I mean, that's why they do it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's always going to be good.
No.
So you just have to be aware of what's going to happen, and be aware of the the things that may happen that will lead to it. So you just have to be thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Were there any United States places that did
Yeah,
practice this for a short
Hawaii,
bit? It was more of a
Hawaii did, but they were a territory at the time. But during, like right after World War II,
but nothing during this yet.
No,
like I
not
know they
here.
had
No,
National Guard just helping.
Yes,
but it wasn't martial
There was
law.
no martial law.
Yeah,
No,
so
absolutely not.
But hey, you know what else is complicated?
A lot of things.
During this COVID, there's been a 5-fold increase in cyber attacks, according to who?
Who? Yeah.
But unlike coronavirus, there's a solution to this problem.
Mm-hmm.
Surfshark. What is Surfshark? It's a VPN. What can it do?
Many
it
things.
protects you online.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you gray man. You
Yeah.
can go online and watch and go wherever you want, and nobody's going to track you.
It's
You can
great.
do whatever you want online.
Yeah.
So, Surfshark, they also have a pretty cool feature called HackLock ID protection.
It's cool.
So when you're signed up for them, they will email you if your password to your email is leaked, which is sweet, and it happens all the time. Russians are always looking for your email.
And you can also go back and see where it has been leaked in the past.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
I
can.
didn't know
It's
that.
cool. Yeah.
That's cool. It's quick. I ran it and connected to servers. They're all over the country and foreign countries. That's the nice thing too, is if you access a different server from like France, you can watch the Netflix series that only France has. So
Yeah.
you can use it also for entertainment. The one thing I really like about it is that if you lose connection, it tells you that.
Yeah.
So you're not surfing along on the dark web.
Yeah.
And you go offline and you didn't know it, and now your stuff's exposed.
It's not good.
They will keep you safe. And the thing that's also extremely good about it is one subscription applies to all of your devices.
That's beautiful.
Applies to your phone, applies to your computer, applies to your Game Boy, your Lynx system,
Sega Genesis.
anything that
All.
goes online, you have access to your VPN Surfshark. So go check them out. They're super freaking cheap. I honestly don't think you can compete with this.
It's hard.
It's if you go to surfshark.deal/casual preppers, enter the promo code casual preppers for 85% off and 3 extra months for free.
That's ridiculous.
It came to like $1.91 a month.
That's a ridiculous number.
It's freaking insane.
Yeah.
So I love it. It's fast. It's got a clean app. Protects you. You can go online and not worry about all the nasty ads and crap that pop up. And hey, they will tell you if your email is compromised, and that happens all the time.
Yep. And you know what? They support us, so please support them.
Yeah, please do. Like, seriously, that is dirt cheap.
Yeah.
You're not going to find or even be able to try out a VPN that cheap.
Absolutely
So,
not.
do it.
And the link is actually in the show notes, so you can go check that out.
Do it.
Okay, so I've been talking a lot, but I'm going to continue to talk. I apologize, guys.
Yeah, we didn't break that up very well, huh?
What to do?
So sick of your voice.
What to do to prepare for this unrest? There's just so many things you can do. But let's start with the basics. Water, food, first aid, sanitation, meds. Those always are the first things you need to think about. Civil unrest can mean so many different things. So your regular preps are always going to be handy in these situations. Something to think about is your emergency plan. Again, I pound this into your guys' brain every episode, it feels like. But this will keep you and your family or your group kind of on the same page if this civil unrest breaks out suddenly, or if there's like a small isolated incident that happens and you're not with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where are you going to go? How are you going to contact each other? It's such an important thing, and it's such a simple thing that can really up your game in these situations.
Well, it's like we live in this little rural area to where it's like, oh, we're not going to have riots downtown, but like you said, it interrupts a lot of things.
It does, yeah.
Supply chain, food. Salt Lake has an issue. We're not going to get a lot out here, and so you've got to prepare at home for these things to affect you. At home.
And if you have kids, talk to them about what civil unrest means. I mean, you don't have to call it civil unrest, but talk about a riot or talk about a demonstration.
Humans are bad.
Humans are bad. Avoid them at all costs. That's my plan.
Yeah, stranger danger. Remember we talked about
exactly. Let them know what it could be, though. Talk to them.
Exactly.
The great thing about the emergency plan is it makes sure you have meeting places. And then when you think about that, when you're doing this emergency plan, have civil unrest in mind. Where are those meeting places at? But make sure that those are, as far away from urban areas as you can get. Make sure they aren't near government buildings, police stations, hospitals, grocery stores, gas stations, because, again, those are going to be flashpoints and hot spots in any civil unrest
Well, I think
situation.
we totally went through that civil unrest.
Yeah.
Like that first, when they were like, you need to stay at home and gas is limited. People just
they
went and destroyed the grocery stores, just took
was
everything.
crazy.
So that was total civil unrest.
Absolutely, yeah. Make sure you have several routes available to get back to each other, and then make sure everybody knows what those routes are in case one of those routes, because of a demonstration or a riot or whatever it is blocked. Something I've been thinking about doing: stash supplies in your kid's backpack if they're going to school. Obviously, they're not going to school
I know.
right now.
I've been more nervous about the school thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what if I can't get them out of there?
Yeah, but have some water.
I don't even want to sit in the line when things are normal.
I don't either. Have
Well,
some
kids
water,
will get home somehow.
some snacks, have their emergency plan in their backpack. A few of those things are going to really help them out, right? Another thing to think about to be ready for civil unrest is having a detailed bug out plan. We've talked about bugging out all the time, but civil unrest is a situation where if it got bad enough, you may need to bug out. So you need to have your bug out bags ready for you and your family. We've talked about that a million times. Have detailed bug out routes. Avoid major roadways in urban areas when you're bugging out. You don't want to bug out to downtown Detroit. Not a great idea, right? So just think about those things. Consider a resupply plan if needed. Survival caches here and there to get you resupplied, or if you're out and about and you need to get some supplies and you can't get home, you've got a place to go grab some stuff, right?
It's just way less stressful to know.
Yeah.
Like, if things go down and we need to get out, like,
we have a plan.
I know what to grab
Yes.
and how fast I can get out of there.
And the bug out plan is great for that, and also the emergency plan. They're kind of 2 in 1 a little bit
for sure.
there. Because when things get bad,
That's part of your emergency plan. Yeah.
Timeliness is super key. You don't want to be figuring this out when you just hear on the radio, breaking news.
Do I have socks in there? I can't remember.
There's a riot downtown. Please avoid areas. In other news, a cow died on the highway.
But you don't want to be like, oh crap, I got to figure it out.
Sunday downtown. We got a riot downtown.
Read all about it.
Yeah, so you want to be able to do this quickly and not be worrying about that when the time comes. You want to have it ready to go, right? So
For sure.
Detailed bug out plan. Security/defense. This is a big one as well. This is crucial if riots or widespread civil unrest breaks out in your area. And it's also crucial if you're accidentally caught in an isolated civil unrest incident. You need to be able to defend yourself. You need to be able to defend your gear, your home, all those types of things. Having a security system at the house is a great start, because just the mob mentality takes over, right? And people are just breaking windows in a neighborhood, or they're trying to break in. If they see that you have a security system, it's one more thing that they're thinking about. Maybe they'll just go to your neighbors that doesn't have a security system, right? So it's just a great first step to keeping people off of there. Looting and robberies, they could become widespread in these situations. And especially if resources become scarce, you know what I mean? That's going to be a big deal. Have gates that lock at your house. Have home security weapons, shotguns, handguns, ARs, rocket launchers. They're all great. Know your neighbors and look out for each other.
Rocket launchers are great.
Yeah, they're great. Especially close quarters.
They're pretty. Yeah. Just fire a couple rounds.
Found that out in COD a bunch. Know your neighbors. Look out for each other.
Throw a pack out.
Yeah,
Claymore.
Claymore's great.
Yeah, Claymores are good.
Know your neighbors. If you have that relationship with your neighbors, hopefully they're going to be looking out for you. You're going to be looking out for them. It's a great thing. This one's tough. Be in shape, Cameron.
It is a tough
You got to
one.
be in shape, because if you get stuck in a riot or a situation, you want to be able to run, get out
With
of there.
a bag on.
Yeah, with a bag on, without every
With a kid in your hands, probably.
Yeah.
One of them's going to get hurt.
every 25 yards having to stop and catch your breath. That's not optimal. Back to the defense piece of it, know some martial arts, know how to defend yourself. Hand-to-hand combat may come in handy, hand-to-hand, in these situations. And I'm actually starting this on Saturday. I'm going to start some jiu-jitsu. I'm actually pretty excited about it. Hopefully this will help with the be in shape and the self-defense.
It's a twofer.
It's a twofer, so I just felt like it's time. Got to do it. So know some martial arts. Don't wear flip-flops everywhere. I mean, I know this is stupid. This sounds stupid, but if you get caught somewhere and you're in flip-flops, you're at such a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, have some real shoes on as much as you can.
Oh, when I was in college, I had run out of gas and had to walk, and I had flip-flops, and it
It's
was
not
the
good.
biggest nightmare.
Yeah, or I guess have some extra shoes. When you
have
get
two
home
pairs
back,
of flip-flops.
whatever. Yeah. Riots a lot of times mean fires. So be ready for fires. Have a way and be ready at your home to
Counter a fire.
Because I'll talk about this in a minute too. A lot of times emergency services aren't going to be available. And so you kind of have to fend for yourself. So be
What part of
thinking
town
about
is
that.
that fire in?
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't going there.
That ain't happen. We actually had an entire episode on fires too. It was actually a pretty good one that had some good information.
That's right.
Situational awareness. Again, this could be just isolated civil unrest incidences. And so you need to be ready and knowing what to look for when they happen. So know how to get yourself out of that situation and avoid it altogether.
Yeah, situational awareness.
Huge.
There's a lot that goes into that.
There's a ton. Communication. This is going to be key as well. You need to be informed. If civil unrest is happening, you have to know where and what's going on.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know that, you don't know what to avoid. You don't know where to go. You have to be ready. I mean, communication in these times is super critical. Start with your phone. You always want to make sure that's charged and have a way to charge it, a backup charger. We've talked about this a lot, but texts usually do better in a congested network during bigger widespread incidences. A phone call sometimes won't go through, but a text will.
Yeah.
So think about that. And in your emergency plan, a lot of times you can have these options listed out. If I can't call, I'm going to send a text. If I can't send a text, I'm going to try an email. If I can't do that, then we get on to our third and fourth, CB or whatever it might be, down the line.
Imagine if me and you tried to coordinate something by text.
No, geez.
It would be like,
Our
I'm
text-
going up the mountain. Hey, do you want to go to steakhouse tonight?
I know.
Hey, look at this video.
Yeah, like they're so
Podcast
random.
is coming up tomorrow. It's like I get
Yeah.
texts going through at 2 a.m.
It's so weird. Yeah. That's not great. It's not great for us. So if power is lost or cell towers go out, have an emergency radio that you can still gather this intel in some way, shape, or form. Again, we talked about having a solar crank battery, all these different ways.
Solar crank.
Um,
New movie.
Yeah.
Coming to the theater.
starring The Rock, of course.
No, it would be
Jason
what's his
Statham.
name? Yeah, either him or what's the other Scottish actor that was in 300?
Oh, yeah.
He's always in those.
Yeah, I actually kind of like him.
I do too. I like him a lot. But he's always
Can't
in
think of
those
his name right
those
now.
B.
Keeping emergency apps on your phone are great. Like I really like the Red Cross emergency app. The FEMA app is actually pretty good.
Like it's tons of information.
as well. They're a great way to get the information sent directly to you, and you don't really have to think about it. You just set it up, and you're ready to go. Local governments, a lot of times, will also have an app or an alert system that you can sign up for your local government. We have one here. It's called like the Code Red app, and it'll text you, or it'll notify you via the app, or it'll even call you as well. So those are a great thing. I mean, again, getting this information as quick and as fast as possible is going to keep you safe as possible. Backup comms, two-way radios, CB, ham. How's your ham license coming, Cam?
Yeah, it's great.
If data or internet is available, social media is a great way to keep informed as well. Everybody's on social media all the damn time. So
Seriously.
everybody's it's like, hashtag riot, caught in a riot downtown, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to go downtown.
Asteroid 300 million miles away.
Yeah. Watch out.
It was kind of surprising. Recently, we had here in town like a shooter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
He
did. Mm-hmm.
shot a police officer and then kind of like ran wild for a minute. And one of the nurses that works with me, her husband has like a police scanner.
Yeah.
And he followed like everything.
Yep.
Like what they did, they sent out a helicopter, then they sent a drone.
Yep.
And so it's like you can be much further ahead with keeping
Absolutely.
status on those things with
You can.
these different devices.
The first time I heard about it was actually on Facebook too.
Yeah,
So,
and it's crazy.
again,
Facebook knows it before
just
it's
like
happening.
that. Follow your local news
It's like a
agencies
headline.
on Facebook. That's a great way to get that information. So just be thinking about all those ways to get that information as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Facebook also has the marked as safe feature. So if something's going down and you're unable to contact your family or your friends, and you've tried everything,
That's cool. Yeah, I saw that.
So you can mark yourself as safe, and at least they
single.
yeah single.
I'm
Newly
just-
single.
Yeah.
But it's a great way if you can't contact them and you do have data that you can do that, then you can mark yourself as safe, and at least they're going to be on Facebook. Where's my husband? Oh wait, he's safe on Facebook. So
He just posted. He's fine.
yeah. You can also change your outgoing voicemail to say that you're okay if nobody's going. If things are going crazy. So think about those things. Communication is big. Fuel. Again, man, keep your tank half full at all times. You caught in a riot and you have to go stop to fill up your tank, you're going to be upset with yourself. Yeah. Oh, I'm on E.
Don't worry, my head's on a swivel.
Just so
I'm
stupid.
filling up.
You do not want to do that in those times. Or fuel could just become in short supply during something like this. So,
Can.
You're going to want to be able to leave as quickly as possible if things get bad, or you're just going to want to avoid gas stations because of things that are going on. So have some additional fuel stored at home as well, and that's great. EDC, Cam's going to talk a little bit more about this, so I don't know if I want to go into all this. Do you want me to, Cam? I know you're talking about EDC a little bit.
Yeah, just because
Okay.
I'm kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can just briefly touch
So
on it.
your
You've got
EDC
some more
Yeah, okay.
detailed stuff.
Your EDC kit could become a huge deal if you get caught in a bad civil unrest situation. You're usually going to have some sort of a personal defense item, a gun, a knife, maybe keep a crossbow in there. I don't know what you got in your EDC kit, but you're going to have something. You're going to have a first aid kit, hopefully, backup USB charger, maybe your emergency plan is part of that as well. Hopefully you have a face mask or a bandana, because if tear gas gets involved, you're going to want something to cover your face.
You
Or
should be covering your face anyway.
yeah, you should right now, obviously. Or maybe there's pepper spray flying around. You're going to want a way to cover your face. So it's great to have that as part of your EDC kit. Again, water, you're going to need to keep hydrated. You might need it for first aid. You might need to wash out your eyes because of something that's happened. So that is part
Take your pills.
Yeah, take your pills. Yep. Food. What if the roads are shut down? You can't get home. You're gonna want some food, cash, and small bills. Again, if the power goes out, the grid goes down, or if you just can't, for some reason, use a card, you have some cash. You need to bribe the cop to let you through the riot blockade. Then
I know
maybe,
this is $2, but
it's a $2 bill. These are hard to
you
find.
know they don't make these anymore. Probably never going to again.
It's the last one you'll ever see. Having your ID and copies of identification could become crucial as well.
Yeah, you definitely need to.
And we talk about EDC, but also your get home bag is probably going to be just as handy in these situations. And there's a lot of different things that go to there too. Knowing your city is a big deal. Understand your city, the surrounding area can be crucial. Having some road maps or some topographical maps could be super handy. Knowing alternate routes when things get shut down. Knowing the areas that are safer and those that aren't safer. That could be a big deal. And alternate routes to get home. Think about all of those things.
I always run across the street. I'm like, I don't know if it's there. There's a cut through?
There's what? What is this? Didn't know there was a highway here.
I've been going up through Salt Lake to get to work every day. Leave at 5 in the morning.
Bad deal. Your vehicle, again, having your EDC kit, your get home bag in there is going to be great for you. Having a fire extinguisher could save your life or someone else's life in a riot or civil unrest.
A weapon.
Yeah, it could be a weapon, but it also you could stop a fire somewhere if you just run to your vehicle and grab that. Could be a big deal. Have a spare tire on your vehicle. Know how to change it in case someone slashes your tire during this riot or this civil unrest episode. You don't know what's going to happen.
No.
Make sure your vehicle runs. Make sure it's not like the last, on the last Band-Aid you could find to put on that sucker. Make sure it's going to run. You don't want it to break down in a critical situation.
Should have put oil in it today. Haven't had any oil in there.
Forgetting about oil and fuel. Wiper fluid, all those things.
It does suck when you find out you haven't filled up on wiper fluid.
It's the worst,
when
man.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Snowing.
well, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's bad. First responders may be busy. Remember that 911 may be slow or it might be useless in some of these situations. With
Yeah,
widespread...
you're not going to get that
No.
31-second
It's not gonna
first
happen.
response like Italy.
You're not
What was
gonna-
it, 15 seconds
Yeah, it
that I
was
said?
insane thing, dude. 50
Bling!
seconds.
Remember, it's like, bong! You're not going to
Oh,
call.
you're already up front. I didn't even say
I'm
anything.
ahead.
Where is the... God damn it. I'm just going to have to resign myself to the fact that Italy means vampire.
Oh, where is he?
I want to help you live. I don't know. Anyways, so probably the best thing to do is avoid confrontation. Keep your head down. Stay safe. Your view on politics isn't worth it. Your pride isn't worth it. Don't get involved if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Right? Gray man is key. Keep your head down. Keep your family safe. Keep yourself safe. Get out of the situation. It's not worth it.
It's not a time to promote America.
No.
Make America great again.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. It really just doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this
Yeah.
point. Well, that's a wrap.
Yeah. See you later.
So-
God, good hell. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I talk forever.
No, that's covered all the details. I'll pick up the crumbs.
Good.
So I think the scariest thing for me is like, what if I get stuck? What if I'm already in the farmer's market and a riot breaks out?
The farmer's market riots of 2020.
How much are these cucumbers? What? And people just go nuts.
That's a zucchini.
Start turning over tents.
I thought I bought a zucchini. It's a cucumber.
This isn't fresh bread. Spiking down. But yeah, being caught in the middle is a terrifying thing to think about.
Yeah.
So, number one, stay calm. Like, don't try and push your way out of it. Like, just elbows up.
Berserker mode.
Yeah. Gauntlet. Run the gauntlet. Just like catch your elbows into everybody's mouths.
Yeah.
Just take it easy. And this is where you've got to really practice that situational awareness. And there's, like I said, there's so much that goes into this.
Yeah.
Like I encourage you to go to YouTube while it's still available.
Yeah.
And look up like some of the pros at this, because I can't explain all the things. But have good situational awareness. Blend in as best possible. You know, this is where that hook hand comes into play.
Microwave.
People are busting stuff. Yeah. You know, one thing I thought, I was like, I have so many electronic boxes. I'm just going to throw one in my car. And so I'm going to run to my car and pretend like, look, I just busted this out. Maybe put some glass shards in it.
I'm one of you. Some fake blood. I don't know.
What is that, Krakow speaker from Radio Shack?
Krakow.
They're close.
Rock from Five Gates. I don't know. That's pretty cool.
First thing I wanted.
Yeah.
Got it. For free.
Heading home now.
And then just try to get a sense of where like the front line of everything's happening, like where the police are meeting the riot.
Yeah.
Get out of there. What's with that?
Fixing all your contractions.
Kobe's doing spell check in the middle of this.
I'm just editing, don't worry.
Don't arrest, don't resist, don't wait, stop moving it. And then if you have to move with the crowd, go with the crowd. You know, like I said, don't try and push your way out. People will get pissed.
Sometimes you got to go against the grain. Garth taught me that.
That's true. You should have known that from the 90s.
Yeah. I base my life off of Garth Brooks songs.
Everything.
From the
He's
90s.
taught everything.
Yeah.
It's conspiracy.
It's true.
He's
yeah.
taught everything. What's the thing you're reading about? The conspiracy of the song? The CIA?
I'm not reading about it. It's a podcast, actually.
Oh, it's a podcast.
Talking about how they think, well, it's possible that the CIA actually wrote Wind of Change by the Scorpions.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a crazy deal. Anyways.
That's a weird song, though.
We digress.
Don't resist arrest. This may be your best chance of getting out of harm, getting away from harm, you know?
Yeah.
Your family's right there, you get arrested, you're like, good luck. I'm going to sit in a cell.
Should have been faster.
Should have thrown that punch now, huh? Now look where I'm going.
My kids, they'd be choking fools out, man. They're getting pretty good at jiu-jitsu
I
these
bet
days.
your kids would kill.
Yeah.
If they had to.
If they had to.
Sunglasses are like eye protection's a really good thing here. You know, you don't want to get pinky in the eyeball.
Or pink eye. Either or.
In the middle of trying to get out of a riot. Ow!
It is the worst, man.
And then
Poked in the eye.
not to mention like tear gas and things like
I keep
that.
thinking about you in the Bigfoot film. Oh, poke my eye. Every time someone
That
talks about getting
stick?
he walks out in the Bigfoot film. If you haven't seen it, it's on
Freaking-
YouTube.
We parked so close. I like parked the trailer right up against the tree.
Yeah, and he walks out the door and just like walks directly into a branch, right into his eye. It's like, oh, poke my, and I got it right on camera. It's glorious.
That one freaking hurt.
That was good.
Had a pine needle in my eyeball.
Anyways, moving on.
And then move past your morale here. Like if people are, you know, unfortunately, if they're getting shot at or getting shot, like it's probably not the best time to stop and help. You've got to consider your safety.
Sure.
There are things, you know, if somebody's getting trampled, you don't want to, put your foot right in their mouth.
They're raping an old lady on the corner. You should probably stop it.
Yeah, you want to, Batman's not coming to save that.
Sorry, Grandma. I got to get home.
What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do about this?
I don't have EDC gear for this. I haven't done my jujitsu.
Here's my
training.
rape whistle. Figure it out. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you've got to look past like some things. It's not safe to help. It's not basically like don't get in the middle of a fight. Don't fight.
Help yourself before you help others.
Exactly.
If you're not in a safe position, probably
You
get
see
safe.
punches being swung by 50 people. Don't try and get in there and be like, let's be civil about this.
Let's talk about it first, guys.
Hey, what's this gonna solve? You're gonna get a handful of mouthful.
A knuckle
I
sandwich.
got a handful of knuckle and a mouthful of knuckle. So Colby went over the EDC gear and everything else. So
No, I'm sorry.
no, but your EDC gear, you got to consider if you're working in the city, if you have the higher chance, you know, you're in downtown, Detroit. Good chance you're going to get caught up in some kind of a riot.
Sure.
What kind of gear would apply better for your safety there? We just went over an EDC episode, like 2 or 3 ago.
I don't know. They all blend together.
Yeah.
For me. Could have been 2 years ago.
It could.
No idea.
Seriously,
No damn
sometimes
clue.
it seems like. Didn't we just talk about that?
I don't know.
Find out it was the first episode.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a while.
I tend to have more in my get home bag. Like I think I showed it on Instagram just recently. Like
Hey.
it had a whole bunch of stuff on there.
You're not supposed to show people your supplies.
I know.
You gray man.
But that
pepper.
was in the back pocket. I got a lot more now.
People are just so mad. Like I had a little video of my prepper room, like one of my prepper
Oh, I
rooms,
know.
right?
I saw that.
It's like, we're not supposed to show that. What about OPSEC? And I'm like, dude, I got a podcast about prepping.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Everybody in town's like,
that ship has sailed
Yeah.
a long, long time ago. It don't matter.
anytime they're talking about stuff in town, they're like, well,
Yeah.
you two are well off. We're like, no, we're not. Like,
You don't even
we
know.
want to be part of this community.
Yeah.
But yeah, your EDC can be included into that get home bag, and
Oh,
you want to add some things in there that could apply to riots and stuff. You know, like having just a plain T-shirt, plain jeans, Jenko. We've talked about having just like some really, women wear some ugly clothes,
Yeah.
keep their ugly face on.
Yeah. Keep your ugly.
Don't want to be
face
attractive with tight shirt and look hot. You don't want to do that.
on. It's not going to help your situation.
No, it's not. And, if you work in business cash, you're probably more susceptible to getting beat up.
Yeah.
And they think you have money on you.
For sure. Yeah.
I know that guy's got Percocet. I bet it. Bet it.
You got
he
Xanax
prescribed
in
it.
his
He's
wallet.
got it. I bet he's got a script pad on him right now. So yeah, and avoid wearing your political shirts and hats.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a good idea.
And tactical stuff, like this even applies to like hoodies. Hoodies have always seemed like the cool thing to like, cover your face, but you look a little bit more suspicious. Is he gonna steal something?
Yeah.
Where's his skateboard? I bet he's a skater.
Probably got rollerblades in his car.
I bet he's got tattoos everywhere.
Yeah.
It's gross. Probably
Probably like that rap
STDs
music.
everywhere too.
Rap music. Hard rock.
I was thinking this is random, but instead of like the beware dog, I'm gonna be like beware COVID. Put it
Yeah.
on my house. People
got
be like, oh, they're
COVID.
infected. I ain't gonna bother them.
Yeah, I got COVID in here.
And then this is where I said maybe have a quick slap together cardboard cutout of like a TV box. Then it's lightweight and it
Oh,
looks
sure,
like
yeah.
you're carrying some
That's a good idea.
stuff you stole.
Yeah.
But no, seriously. Consider like goggles. Like they have some protective eyewear that cover your eyes closer than just like your cool looking Oakleys.
Ray-Bans.
Yeah. Ones that fit, more tactical that could cover your eyes that aren't full on military goggles.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
But this will save your butt if you,
Wow, it'll actually save your eyes. Don't do a
If you
damn
wanna
thing for your
save your
butt.
put your goggle over your
You
butthole.
want to keep your butthole good? Put some goggles on. You're going to be fine. Roundabout way, everything's going to be okay.
Just wear your goggles as underwear, cover the front and the back.
Yeah. It's like a cup and a butt protector
And
all
a
in
butt.
one. A butt.
A butt cup.
Yeah. Wear it on the front, wear it on the side, strap around the middle.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I thought about that, and it'd be great to have. And then have a radio of some sort. Your phone
Yeah.
is still typically going to have some internet, and you can. Where am I at? Where's things going? What's the score?
Let me drop a pin.
Avoid large areas, gatherings. Obviously, you're not going to want to cut through the middle of town.
Yeah.
If it's fastest, it's probably not the safest. And I keep telling my wife this, a wedding, there's a lot of people. There's going to be riots. I ain't going. Funerals? No. A lot of
No.
people. I ain't going.
Riots.
I avoid gatherings like the plague.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It really is.
If you have to pass through these areas and you have no choice because there's cliffs on both sides and,
I hate when you get
and
that
an
situation.
ocean behind you.
You're on a peninsula, okay?
You gotta go
You're on the tip.
Yeah.
You got to get through the right. What are you going to do?
You never. This is tough. This is
This
tough.
is where you need the jetpack.
So
I don't
number
know.
one, you want clothes to blend in. You want to look like the folk there.
Sure.
Whatever that means. Keep your back to the wall. You don't want to be. You want to try to avoid the center of the crowd. You want to stay
Sure.
on the outskirts, kind of scoot around on the wall, but
Yeah.
also stay away from windows because people
Stay
bust
away
those.
from the spotlight up against the wall.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
The helicopters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avoid going up to police. Hey, Mr. Officer, how do I get out of this riot?
You like my goggles? My butthole's safe.
Do you want a pair of these?
I got a pair for you in case
You got
need
two. It's best just to avoid them too, because they're all
They're on edge.
pumped up and scared. They don't know who's going to try and shiv them
They
in the
got
back.
adrenaline pumping. You know,
Yeah, they're like, you're going to grab my whistle. I know it.
hopped up on donuts.
Yeah.
You don't know. There's sugar running through their veins.
Yeah.
Glaze.
You never know.
You never know.
He wants my vest. I know it.
Don't touch my badge, boy.
Avoid restaurants, police stations, and embassies if you're living around those.
I never go near the embassy
I
in our
never do
town.
either.
I'm just like, I'm avoid that place like the plague.
It's crazy. People get killed in these.
Embassy? Oh, no, that's the embassy suite. It's just a hotel.
I get these confused all the time.
Haven't been on that block in 10 years.
Just like, you got Russian ambassadors in there? No, this is just the hotel.
Just people coming in for conferences.
But hotels aren't bad. They're probably not good.
Hotels aren't bad.
Like if you, okay, I guess I didn't get to the shelter part.
Sure.
So avoid those things. Look at all these notes we have in here. I'm trying to skip past it. Kobe was accessing the notes while I was doing it, and we have like
It's a weekly thing now.
paragraph of garbage in here.
Consider Kobe's house for shelter and supplies
Avoid
first.
use of your own. Yum, 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 yum. Justin Bieber. Street term.
Cam has the good.
Yeah. What is the good?
It's just a thing. It's just a thing.
It
that
is really
kids
a
say.
thing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying it.
Wear a lot of cologne. Stink up the place. Nobody's going to
Sure.
get around you.
Sure.
Anyway, okay, on
you
to
can't
shelter.
hide.
Good places to consider. If you can't get home, you need shelter. A church building's typically a safe place.
Yeah, for
People are praying in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not used very often because people don't go to church anymore.
No, they don't.
So they're usually vacant.
Yeah.
Hotels can be useful. A lot of rooms. Delicious. Delicious breakfast bar.
Yeah. They got them waffles.
Yeah.
They're great.
But they're usually a safe place. A lot of people kind of go to those, and you can, all sit down and watch TV in the lobby.
3 newspapers in
Go
the lobby.
go to the swim. You can swim. Whatever you want to do.
There's a riot outside. I'm going to go do some laps.
Just
Guys.
get free stuff in there. I think they got
Yeah.
cookies when you
They
check
got a
in.
business center, and I'm going to go check that out. I don't know.
I'm going to check in. I wonder if they have a room.
They got ice machines. I know that. I'm good
Yeah.
to go.
One thing's to avoid: don't jump in a dumpster because they tend to be like a target for Molotovs. People like to
Jump in a dumpster.
But I've always thought about that. I was like, I'm gonna hide in a dumpster. If
That,
it's like-
was that on Never Ending Story? He has
Yeah.
to jump in the dumpster.
that's right.
But he gets
I
caught.
learned that from that
And then,
movie.
and then
I
they
think.
threw him back in the dumpster,
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
But
afraid.
those always are on fire in the
They
middle of a
are.
riot.
They
So
are. You're right.
You don't want to be caught in a fire
Yeah.
because you're hiding in a dumpster. Or in my case, I've jumped into a dumpster to find a hobo. And that was terrifying.
That's right. You did.
I jumped in one to get some boxes to move, and there was a hobo in there.
Yeah.
And it scared the bejeezers out of me.
I think the politically correct term is homeless person. Yeah, you can't call them hobos no more.
When did they change all this?
I don't know.
Guess I've been racist.
At
and,
some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stereotypes have been my thing for a
Yeah,
long
they
time.
have. Yep.
If you're in a vehicle, this is where it gets really hairy. And what am I talking about?
Let's talk about goggles again.
This is where a lot of the hair comes out. So there's a lot of different.
Like, yeah, you wrote Harry like a name. H-A-R-R-Y.
This can get Harry saved from the riot. You can pick him up.
This can get hairy.
When you're hurrying and typing notes, you just don't.
H-A-R-R-Y.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to save Harry too.
I know.
But there's a lot of people that think, just keep in the vehicle, keep moving through the crowd slowly. But this can get you into trouble as well because obviously people consider this a threat and it's a weapon. You just hit the gas and you can run over a bunch of people.
Yeah.
People are going to read these notes other than us.
Yeah, we're going to post these online.
Yeah. So it is very controversial. It's safe inside your car. And
Climate control.
you have a lot of things in there that you may not want to give up, but also people want to steal that car if they want to use it, get in there. So one thing, like some of the key things about this is if you do have a weapon in your vehicle, put that weapon on you if you're in the car.
That's a good idea.
They also advise don't wear seat belts. because you're not going to be going very fast.
Yeah, probably.
And if you need to get out,
Yeah.
you want to be drug out with the seatbelt on.
You can't be. You'd be stuck.
It would be horrible.
Maybe we'd
they'd
keep
rip
you
your
in.
arms off.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
And then don't show hostility. Don't be flashing your gun as you're going through real slow. Everybody move! Firing it out.
Ah, damn it, it's raining.
Just, politely go slow. Maybe honk.
Yeah.
But if they start shaking your car, it gets scary. And I don't know the best answer here because some people are like, show your weapon. And I wouldn't do that. I basically would get out of the vehicle if I had to go through the riot.
I don't know.
I don't know. Be like, parallel park slowly.
Yeah.
Get out. Or you can just stay in there, And
I've one of them big trucks that roll coal through town and just black smoke everywhere. Everybody's confused.
Yeah, when you're kind of sitting there and
just
put on the brake and spin them.
Yeah. In high school, I had a CB, but I also had the megaphone speaker on there too. So I could
nice.
say
That's
stuff.
good, yeah.
So that's what I do.
Out of the way.
It's police. Please get out the way.
I don't know. You
Yeah.
can do something like that. I used to do it to mess with my sister though. I had to go pick her up from the movies one day, and I was out front of the movies. I was like,
Ashley, Daddy told me to come pick you up from the movies.
she was so mad at me, and there was like 100 people standing out front.
That's awesome.
They're looking at my like 1981.
That's a good idea to put a big old blaring speaker
It was
on your
awesome,
vehicle.
dude. Anyways,
Right up ahead. Let me out.
Harry, are you there, Harry? Harry.
So yeah, being caught in a vehicle in the middle of a riot is terrifying.
Sure.
As for a weapon, I would encourage you to go with like pepper spray, to defend off people because as soon as you fire that gun, one of the movies I always think about is War of the Worlds. That's such a terrifying scene.
Yeah.
When he pulls his gun out,
right?
then they pull him out, then they get his gun and they shoot the guy, take the car. That freaks me out big time.
Beware of the pepper spray though if it's windy.
Yeah. And make sure it's outside your car when you spray it. Don't try and spray somebody's head that comes in. You're going to regret it.
You're going to regret it.
Other items to carry. Make sure you have some cash, like Kobe said. Plastic. You're not going to want to go into the ATM in the middle of a riot. Yeah. Flashlight, because you could be traveling in the dark. Yeah. And then that slip cock. That's
slip cock.
So the seal cock thing will help you to get water on the fly because a lot of buildings have those protected keys that you need. We got one of those in the battle box, right?
We did.
And
if you were signed up for battle box, you'd have one too.
Exactly.
Has
a bunch of different settings. I'm going to turn this on.
Digital settings on a seal cock key.
Got different sizes so you can steal water from a building. You're going to wash your face off because you're going to get tear gas.
Oh, show.
And then, the weapons thing. There's a lot of other options other than a gun because a gun, is like we've talked about. It's the best defense weapon, but it can get you into a lot of trouble and probably killed if you don't use it correctly. You could shoot yourself too.
That's always possible.
And then key thing here that I never get done is to get in shape.
Oh, yeah.
So easily left out of planning.
Yep.
You may need to run. You may need to get physical with those rioters.
Physical.
And if you're out of shape after the first punch,
you're done.
You're done.
And do you know how to throw a punch?
If you've ever sparred, you realize that what your real true endurance is. Like throw a few missed punches and you're pretty much
you have
toast.
about 11 seconds.
It's crazy
and
how
then you're
fatigued
tired.
You are.
Yeah.
And then again, that situational awareness. There's a lot of skill here that you can learn to avoid people. You don't have to practice that self-defense if you don't need to. If you were smart about it, stealthy.
The best thing is just to avoid the situations. And if you see it developing, whether it be a riot, whether it be just a small scenario like we talked about the broken arm or whatever, if you're aware of your situation, you'll know when it's time to get out.
Exactly.
Right? And so I think that's a key to this is avoiding the situations altogether.
So just stay calm. Don't get into fights.
Yeah.
Work through the crowd slowly. Don't approach police officers. If you get arrested, you're safe.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Key points.
That's it.
There's a lot of stuff
unrest.
there.
And again, guys, this doesn't mean just riots. We've tried to reiterate this as much as possible because right now we do have some civil unrest, and it's probably best to avoid those situations right now as much as you can. But here's some ways to be ready for it, right?
That's exactly right.
That's good. That's good. Guys, today's podcast, it's also brought to you by Tac Pack. The only monthly tactical subscription box with useful professional grade stuff inside. Use our code Casual Preppers and get a free separate bag sent of EDC gear along with your first month's Tac Pack. Head to tacpack.com, use our code Casual Preppers, and if you got an AR, if you like guns, you're gonna love it. And they have lots of cool EDC gear as well.
Some really cool.
Probably be great for riots.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Indeed.
The cool thing is we just got a battle box recently, and we'd like to go over that.
No, it's been over information overload, but here you go.
Mission 63 battle box. The basic box starts with the Pitbull Tactical Universal Mag Carrier. Cameron.
There it is.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty excited to try this out.
Yeah. I actually got one of those out of a Tac Pack already, so I have one.
And you haven't used it yet?
Haven't used it yet. No.
You need to use it.
I need to. The next one is the Breakthrough Clean Battleborn HP Pro Lubricant and Protectant. So it's great for, again, firearms and kind of anything.
You know what? I've used this.
Have you? Good.
Yeah, on my hamster cage wheel.
And then my favorite item, the 1 pound propane bottle refill adapter. It's only a $10 item.
This is like
so useful.
Yeah, BattleBox gets real creative with stuff like this. You're like, man, I
love
never
it.
would have thought about it.
I never would have thought about it, and now I've got it in my preps.
Thank you.
I'm ready to go. And then the last item in the basic box, Cat Tongue Grips Non-Abrasive Grip Tape. So this tape. It's called cat tongue because it really feels like a cat's tongue.
Yeah.
It does.
Not quite as sandpapery.
Well, sure, no, but it's similar.
Yeah.
And that's what it's for. So it's kind of
made
cool
with cat tongues.
non-abrasive grip tape. So if you need to put it on something for some sort of a grip.
Bedpost.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you want to put it on.
You want to hold on to that site. Advanced box. We go to the Plano Tactical Pistol Case. And this is a pistol case that can hold up to 2 pistols, I think, and gear with it as well. It's great.
I'm going to start carrying this to work.
I am too, yeah.
My briefcase.
That's a great idea. So it's an 18-inch tactical pistol case. Sweet. Cool stuff. And then you go to the Pro Box, and then it has the hybrid Hex Bluetooth speaker /charger /lantern /flashlight /FM radio and micro SD card reader. All
Black
in
hole
one.
creator.
Yeah, it creates a black hole. Lots of cool different things. That's a $66 value.
Hormone emitter.
Oh, that's the great thing about it. Yeah.
Pheromone emitter.
Yeah, that too.
For all those that keep asking about dating in the apocalypse, I think it's one person that does that.
Body hair trimmer.
Broken.
Yeah. Manscaper. It's great. It does a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And then you go to the Pro Plus box and you get the Williamson Tactical Red E-Axis Lock Folding Knife, $85 value.
I'm going to say that every time I read it. What knife's that? Well, this is the Wilson's
Williamson.
Folding.
Yeah. Nice little EDC.
It is a cool knife.
Good stuff. Thank you, BattleBox. Thank you for sending out the cool gear.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
Don't worry, I'll make it quick.
All right. Good.
So,
make it dirty.
We talked about some of the important things to have in your EDC, like a bandana and things like that. So, what if you're slowly making your way calmly through that crowd
Yeah.
and tear gas canister lands at your feet? Pew, 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 pew.
You grab it and throw it back.
Yeah.
Right?
There's actually some videos of like covering it and containing it. But anyway, you're going to get exposed to that gas. So that's why the goggles are important. If you can keep your eyes protected, you can get out of there.
You mean crotch goggles?
Yes. It's going to fall at your feet. First thing that's going to get burned is your genitals.
You don't want your underside getting tear gassed.
So this stuff is kind of a powder form, so it's going to stick in your clothing. So things not to do. When you take your top off to get your top clothing off.
Ladies, when you take your top off.
So after you've gone through this and there's an action scene in your life.
Yeah.
You don't want to pull it off over your head. You want to cut it off.
Ooh.
It gets even crazier.
Gotta get the skizzers.
Yeah, you don't want it to go up into your face because that powder will get in your eyes, and then you're like, I got out of it, and then you didn't. No, that's one thing. The other thing is you want to be able to have fluids to wash your face. You want to, like, if you have contacts or anything like that, you're gonna have to get those out because it will trap
out on my phone.
That gas in
I
there.
got lots of contacts in there.
Yeah, delete all the contacts
First.
I don't know why it helps with burning sensation. And then rinse. That's why you're gonna want that slip cock.
Yeah, you're gonna need that water.
That silcock is going to help, running water, obviously, way faster than a bottle. And then dispose of those clothes. They're done. You don't want to do them. I'm sure a shirt cut right in half is probably not going to be worn again.
You can put buttons back on it.
Wear it as a jacket.
Yeah, it's a cardigan.
I ain't wasting this.
It's an overcoat.
My best shirt. But yeah, what's that?
No, I was gonna say it's my favorite Billabong T-shirt.
Billabong. O'Neill.
Oh no, what was it? Remember the Big Johnson ones?
Yeah, Big Johnson.
Those are good.
My Bad Boy shirt got
Bad
cut
Boys,
in half.
Bad Boys, that was a good one too.
Thought it was cool to be part of this riot.
Yeah.
And this is why it's also important to have, just like the nitrile gloves.
Mm-hmm.
You should be carrying that N95 mask already.
Yeah.
And that's going to help too to limit the exposure, because you're going to know when you get that tear gas, because your lips are going to burn, your mouth's going to taste
You start
funny,
tearing up.
and you're going to start crying.
Yeah.
So get that stuff to protect yourself.
It's not your
And
normal
then-
everyday cry when you get in your vehicle after work.
No.
It's a different cry.
Yep. And then no matter how far you get away from all that stuff, you've got to get your clothes off. So I would run naked from the riot. As soon as you get out of that riot,
Just
strip
take off
down.
all
Just
your
start cutting your clothes off.
Yeah. Such a good idea.
Just make sure you're wearing the goggles in the
Yeah.
right place to cover up.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
But I think in the last riot one, I
Harry.
went into detail. Harry. Yeah. And there's also that Harry that I'm trying to save, remember?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah. The best thing is if you can seal it off in a garbage bag and then just dispose of it.
Yeah.
But that stuff sticks on everything. So wash off good. Use soap and water.
Yeah.
Make sure you have protective gear for your face and your hands.
Yeah.
And then long sleeve shirt, long, pants. If you're going to go into a riot,
Yeah.
you might as well deck out.
Might as well do it right.
And do it with crappy stuff. You're going to cut it off when you get through that riot.
Don't wear church clothes. You know what I
Gotta
mean?
cut this tie,
Yeah. That's a good
Unrest.
idea. Thanks, Cameron.
I guess.
I guess. That's great.
I was like, there's going to be so much information.
I want to see somebody demonstrate those goggles, how to wear them goggles.
I want that, and I want to see a reenactment of getting out of a riot with tear gas to start cutting your clothes off.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
But no man involved in that
Please don't.
in the making.
Please don't. Thanks, guys. That's it today.
That's
That's it.
a lot of info.
That's
huh?
a lot of information. We appreciate you guys. You're the best. And thank you for subscribing. Tell your friends.
Do it.
Tell your friends.
Use our sponsors. They really do have some sweet deals for you.
They do.
Type in Casual Preppers everywhere
Yeah. They
while
do.
you're using Surfshark VPN.
Yeah. Make sure that that's happening. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks. Stay survived.